Hi, I'm Eric Westrich. We're here at Evo Nexus as part of San Diego Startup Week, and we've got Doug Winter here with Seismic. And thank you for spending a few moments with us. I know you're one of the sponsors, which we really appreciate. So tell me, Doug, when did you figure out that this startup thing was big and that you could somehow be a part of it and have an impact?
Yeah, thanks, Eric. I think for me personally, it started when I was in high school. My father actually started a company back in the late '80s, early '90s, and I never saw him happier in his whole career than when he went on his own with a couple of his friends. And ultimately, the business was, more or less didn't work out, but he learned a ton from it, and I got to see from his perspective how different it was, kind of controlling your own destiny and having your own impact on your business as opposed to working for someone else. And it's something that stuck with me throughout my life.
So what do you like best about working for Seismic?
So it's a great company. Without a doubt, the most beneficial aspect in my mind is the team that we get to build. It's recruiting great people, working with great people that I consider friends and care for a lot, and the camaraderie and sense of accomplishment that you get as a team is something that you just can't replicate in other places.
So as CEO, one of your job is finding all that talent, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. I think I'm more often than not, if I'm not selling customers, selling investors, or selling recruits and new hires, that's really the bulk of my time and my job.
And how does San Diego Startup Week, how is that a tool for you to find this talent? Do you get anything from Startup Week, or?
Yeah, this is our first time sponsoring it. I'm really excited that we're actually being able to participate this year. I believe that even if it doesn't result in us hiring anyone specifically, just giving back to the community, getting more people to know San Diego is a place where you want to build a company. If you're a software engineer, it's a place where you want to build your career. That benefits us in direct ways and indirect ways.
So who do you hire? Who are you looking for, and how do they find you?
Well, thanks for asking. We're looking for software engineers constantly. We're looking for program managers and product managers. We're looking for marketing and sales people, kind of across the board. But really, technical talent is one of the toughest things to recruit for, and one of the areas that we're constantly looking.
And what's the biggest impact that Seismic is having on the world?
So Seismic is a sales enablement platform. So we're helping marketing teams and sales teams at large companies. We're helping them basically work together much more efficiently and much more effectively at what they do. So we're helping those organizations do more with less, and as the economy contracts and things are tighter and tighter, we're able to help large corporations really expand their sales and marketing efforts, which allows them to continue to grow and invest and hire more people and those things.
What's the best thing a customer's ever said to you?
Is this really work? I think that sometimes what we do in our live doc technology, people look at it and they've never seen anything like it before, and they think that it's magic, and they think, is this real? And usually the third or fourth time when they see it, the light bulb goes on, and that to me is extremely satisfying. So yeah, this is real. This can in fact change how you do business.
What's the biggest challenge you've ever had?
The biggest challenge I've ever had, the challenges are constantly changing. As soon as you make improvements in one area of the business, it moves across the hall to another area of the business. So my job as CEO is to try to anticipate where the bottleneck's going to be next, get out in front of it, and try to be able to eliminate it as quickly as I can.
Is there one incident that just stands out as like, oh, wow, that happened?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think hiring people is certainly one of them, trying to find the critical people in a particular stage. There's been a lot of challenges with customer acquisition, and then you get the customers and suddenly the floodgates open, and now it's how do I keep them all happy? And so thankfully we're in that mode right now where it's really about, and we've been able to find and attract a lot of great top tier customers. Now we're in the mode of how do we make sure they're happy? How do we make sure they're renewing and growing their business with us?
Cool. What's your personal favorite event at San Diego Startup Week?
Well, I think this is our first time through, so I don't know for sure, but I have to anticipate the pub crawl is going to be
The startup crawl
yeah,
is my
it's going to be
favorite.
hard to beat.
Yeah, we'll be covering that too.
We'll be covering that live, okay.
We'll be capturing
All
lots of
right.
content because that is my favorite too. Last question. How does the future look? If you were to take out your crystal ball based on what you're doing, how does the future look both for the market that you're in and for the San Diego startup ecosystem?
Yeah, I'm very excited about the business and where we are right now. We just 2 weeks ago announced that we closed an additional $40 million investment round. And so we're in the mode right now of really trying to staff up and anticipation of the additional demand that we're going to be putting on the organization. So I'm extremely excited about that. The market is quite hot. Our space, the sales enablement space, has gotten a lot of attention. A lot of customers are really interested in what we're doing. Really excited about where that's going to be. Growing our team here in San Diego, I think is going to be a challenge, but at the same time very fun and very rewarding.
Cool. So you see San Diego as a growing place for you to be.
Absolutely. You know, one thing is nobody that we ever talk to doesn't want to be in San Diego or thinks, geez, that's a lousy place for me to live. And I think events like San Diego Startup Week are really going to help, you know, kind of elevate our profile as a city to where someone, young engineer who may be thinking, I need to go to San Francisco to make my mark or to have a lot of opportunities, is going to realize, no, I can stay here in San Diego and have the best of both worlds: quality of life, cost of living, and access to great jobs, great opportunities, and a really exciting future.
Doug, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sponsoring Startup Week. And,
Happy to do it. Really appreciate the opportunity.